Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time it is for you, wherever you are. Let me know how you're doing. Go ahead and put something down in the chat so I know you're here. Let everybody know what you got sprayed on, if anything at all. And let us know what your last meal was. Hopefully you've eaten today. Let's see who is here. I see Saab Replay. Always good to see you. Jonathan Robinson, wondering if CH Cobalt or 1 million Elixir is up here. All right. Vasil says he was repulsed by CH Cobalt. Already have conflict there. We see PR Plays Savage just picked up a sample pack from Icon Parfums. Parfum? Not familiar. Oh, Icon. Icon de Parfum. Yeah. That's right. Clinton had a bowl of Raisin Bran. Classic. Can't go wrong. Your body thanks you. I'm sure of it. We let some more people come in here. Obviously, you can see by the title what we're doing today. I kind of threw this together. Very last minute in my head while I was going to sleep last night. So thanks for showing up, even though I just put it out there like not long before we got here. Josiah is wearing Versace Arrows. That's all right if it's not fancy. What matters the most is that you love it. If you love Versace Arrows, then wear it. That's great. Aquaman, good morning. Yep, we'll let a few more folks slide on in. Cam, what is up? Good to see you. Hope you're well. It's a beautiful day today. Let me know what the weather is like for you guys. Right now, it is unseasonably warm today in the Pacific Northwest for mid-October. We are up in the low 80s Fahrenheit, which is very unusual, a little troubling. And honestly, I'm ready for the cool weather. I'm ready for the rain and the clouds. I'm ready for the trees to change. The trees are confused right now. Right now, they would be kind of full force making that shift to all the colors. And me and Grace live up here. We have a full view, but we see some of them are like, is it time? Because there's been some colder days and then it gets warm again. It's been so up and down. So the trees are confused, but I'm ready for it. Fall's my favorite time. I'm ready for the leaves to start changing, to start falling, get those colors, cooler weather, heavier fragrances. I'm ready, but summer is just hanging on by a thread. That or global warming. Cool Asian bro. Hello. Moise Audio. Vanden Zot Mills. Don't know that one. I think I've heard the name and maybe heard it from you before. Cool and sunny in the Carolinas, says Jonathan. All right. Royal Tobacco has been #1 pickup. Muddy. That's a great scent. Going to be giving that some more wear this fall. Again, whenever it finally cools down, which I think is coming maybe next week. We finally will have the downslope we've been waiting for. Alta Trading, wearing Nishane Ani. Love it, love it, love it. And Grace loves it too. She's wore it so much lately, actually. I think it might be like her favorite fragrance right now. It smells great on her, and I love it too. 54 in Michigan. See, that's the weather I'm waiting on. I don't look forward to what you have coming after that, which is the snow. I don't miss that at all. When I lived in Chicago, I know how that goes. But this time of year, when it is what it's supposed to be, it's beautiful out there. High of 80 in Stockton. All right. Yeah, I've been to Stockton several times. Work at a hospital. I meet a lot of people every day. What is the best perfume to wear to work or office? Kwaku. The best perfume to wear to work or office. There is no best one. There's a lot of great ones. Honestly, I could throw out some suggestions, but at this stage of my journey, I don't feel like that is the most valuable thing unless I have more information from you about what you like, because that is what matters to me the most, is that you are going to love what you put on, not just everyone else. I understand you want to please others, and it sounds like you want to wear something that's not even going to be that detectable, or at least that, nothing offensive or nothing pervasive. But I want you to really, really love it. That's what matters the most. So I could tell you what I like, and I'm happy to do that. And maybe something I'll talk, about here along the way will help with that, and give you some ideas. But just know that there's a lot of great options, and what matters is that you choose the one that you love the most, if you're asking me. Okay. 17 degrees in Canada. I'm terrible with Celsius conversion, but I understand that it sounds like it's pretty comfortable. Let's see. Is Cartier Declaration Parfum a good daily? I don't know if that would be my first choice for a daily. It's pretty dark, and it just kind of begs for evening wear, and especially something that is a little bit more classy. But at the same time, I think it could work as long as you love it and you monitor your sprays for different scenarios. Sure. It's not something I would want to wear if it's hot, but that's your call. So the answer to that is, if you love it, sure. My fave pickup this year's Angel Share. Man, that's one that does not work on my skin. It turns into burnt rubber. I don't know what it is. It turns into burnt rubber. It does not smell good on me. I love it on a blotter. It smells great. But my skin, it's a no-go. Noel just got off work. My Saturday's going well. No sin of the day. Educating people on snakes. Reptiles are sensitive to chemicals that linger in the air. That makes total sense. And that sounds like a really cool job. Wish I could have been there learning. Oh, no problem, man. A lot of great fragrances out here to wear. Okay. I think we're going to get started here. We got, healthy number of people in the chat, and I appreciate you guys being here. Today, as you can see in the title, we're talking about 10 of my favorite fragrance pickups of 2022 so far. And when I was putting this list together, I was just kind of choosing, from all the new fragrances I've gotten. But I started thinking about it a little bit deeper in the context of some comments and some conversations I've had on certain videos about, the never-ending controversy and never-ending sensitivity behind reviewers like me receiving bottles as gifts. And I knew that the haters would be ready in troves. Is it droves? I don't remember which word it is. One of those two words. A large group, a large mass at the ready. They would be ready to come at me saying, hey, man, you can't count the ones you got for free as pickups, because would you have bought them if you didn't get them for free, blah, blah, blah. Valid arguments. I get it. But what I've realized is that at the end of the day, there's no way to please those people. There's nothing I can say about the way I run my channel that will have them believe me that, like, yeah, I get them for free, but I give you my honest opinion. And there's a whole lot that goes into that. And I've talked about it before, even in a previous live stream, one that I did with my friend Ross at TLTG. So I'm not going to go into it too deeply. But as a result of that, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to stick to fragrances that I bought this year. 10 fragrances I spent my dollars on. I have them ranked from my least favorite to my most favorite. I bought more than 10 this year, but the other ones I just didn't think would be very interesting to talk about, at least for me. So we got 10 here. Got a pretty stacked list, in my opinion. We got quite a variety. We have some niche. We have some designer. I think mostly designer. It's kind of almost half and half, but not really. So Tricks and Kicks says pickups and discoveries, same thing, in my opinion. I agree with that. Not everyone does, but I agree with that. Darth Tail says, I dreamed of you days ago. Now I'm curious. What was I doing in the dream? Alden says, that's such a great scent. I'm going to be wearing that more this fall. Break it out at homecoming. Homecoming. Are you in college, Alden? Homecoming. Is that what you mean? Okay. Let's get started. Let's get started here. At number 10. This fragrance I did blind. I bought it blind. I bought it blind. It had been hyped forever. I was steering clear of it because of its hype. Everyone says, oh, it's a hype beast. It's a compliment monster. It's beast mode. It checks all those boxes that everybody seems to want in a fragrance. But one of those boxes is seldom they actually really love it. So this fragrance, yes, it is very strong. It has a very pleasant scent profile that I think a lot of people would like. Do I love the scent? No. I like it, but I can only deal with it for a couple hours at a time. Hawas from Asasi. This might be a little shocking. Some of you guys might be a little let down by this, but I do not love this fragrance. It did surprise me a little bit. It was better than I thought it would be. But after like 2-3 hours, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. It just persists. It doesn't really change. Sweet, very sweet, aquatic, fruity. It's nice. But I got to shower it off after a few hours. So that's why it's here at number 10. I do like it, but I don't see myself getting a ton of wear out of this because I find it a little bit annoying. And also my wife does too. She liked it at first as well. And then a couple hours in, we were just like looking at each other and she was like, I don't like this thing at all. I said, okay, let me go ahead and scrub it off. I'm not trying to be repulsive to my wife, whom I have to live with. So anyway, good stuff. Solid for what it's supposed to be. It is very clear what they're going for. But my taste, it goes at the number 10 spot. Much more interesting fragrances out there. AWOL's asking, is there a site to buy testers? There's a lot of sites to buy testers. MaxAroma, Fragrance Net, Fragrance Buy, Fragrance X, all those discount sites offer tester bottles, and there's plenty more. Perfume Online. There's a lot of. Is Sedley worth getting? Sedley is worth trying, and if you love it, then yeah, it's worth getting. Let's see. How do I feel about Ebénè Fumé? You'll see. H. Worth, you will see. Wow, that's so funny. H. Worth and husband and father of two. You guys have some very similar profile pics. I got confused for a second. You both have hats. You both have glasses. You both have beards. And both is like this front view. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. I got real confused for a second. I was like, wait, didn't I? You just asked a question. What was that? Okay. Um, any questions here? Trevor shares the sentiments. Yeah. Bit juvenile for sure. In Europe, it's impossible to buy testers or samples. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't really have a fix for that. I'm not in Europe. I don't have plugs there. So I do apologize. Let's keep it going. At number 9, this fragrance is nice. It's nice. I bought it blindly. I love this brand as a designer house. They do some different stuff, at least from what I've seen in the past. And this falls in line with that. The profile is a little nondescript for me. It's not generic. It's not basic. It is simple, but the way it comes together, there's just not a lot there. I'm like, I get it, but there's not much here to discover. But it is really nice and very easy to wear. From Bottega Veneta, we have Illusione or Illusion. Illusione. Yeah, they're not a French brand. This is like fresh citrus, fresh vetiver, lots of wood, dry woodiness, a little bitter. It does have this slightly baby wipe vibe to it that Grace brought up, and now I can't unsmell it. Maybe that's affecting me. I wore it the other day. I like it because it can be a great light scent, something to wear for just a few hours that is not really going to project. If you just want to have a clean smell when people come close to you, if you're just going to go shopping or go for coffee or something like that, and it's still warm, even if it's not, it's a great clean, but slightly different scent. It's not like your regular shower gel designer men's fragrance, but it's not very interesting after a few hours. It just kind of, it's just clean. It's like, okay, it's like clean woods. It's nice. But I don't know, for a designer making, these masculine, feminine targeted scents in a world where every designer is trying to rake in the masses with all the most popular elements in their fragrances, this is a slight breath of air. Breath of air. Fresh breath of fresh air. How about that? Breath of air. How about that? Hashtag breath of air. We're going to turn that into a movement. Chef Symbol, have I checked out Guerlain Neroli Vetiver? I have not. Mr. Veteran Vlogs. You're similar to them too, man. What's up with you guys in hats and glasses and selfies? I'm not trying to throw shade or anything. It's just like really standing out to me now. You guys look great. Don't get me wrong. I got my slight hat. I got my glasses, so I'm right there with you. Have I tried 24 Rue de l'Université Yves Saint Laurent? I have yet to really dig into that collection from them. No, I have not tried that. You said it's a great sandalwood scent. I will look out for it. I do love sandalwood. Thank you for bringing that up. Let's see here. I love you guys, by the way. Please don't get me wrong. I appreciate y'all being here. I just love it. We have a look, I need a beard. This is, by the way, I don't really say this often. This is a life's work. It's not really in my genetics to get the full growth here. This is what I got. Now, I do trim it from time to time, but it's not coming up anytime soon. Gravity has a strong grip on my face here. Okay. Let's see. People are talking about this Elon Musk fragrance. I have no interest in checking that out. No interest. I'm not going to go out of my way to get it. If it comes across me somehow in my radar, I might check it out. We'll see. But it sounds repulsive. I'm sure there's something nice about it and it's interesting, but not for me. Okay, let's move on. Here at the number eight spot. Number 8. This fragrance is only here because I haven't really given it a full wearing. It could very well slide up the ranks with some time this fall. I just have been saving it because it's not cool yet. I want to wait till it's cooled down to wear this. So I've only tried it on my arm and my hand, and I've liked it, but just smelling it like this up close again, that's not the full picture. I'm not getting the full experience. So I can't fully judge it yet. For what it is, it's not my favorite scent so far. It's not the most unique. At least it's not as unique as I was hoping it would be. But it is really good in the sense of the brand was trying to do something different. Yeah, from Tom Ford. I just did an unboxing video on this. Ebénè Fumé. And you guys tried this one. I know someone just asked about it at the start of the stream. Jared Miller, what's up, man? Good to see you, and thanks for the reminder. Yeah, there's some. Come on, y'all, like the video. Costs you nothing. Yeah, it's this like smoky wood, like smoky Palo Santo with some black pepper spice, a little bit of a violet leaf freshness, this unusual kind of green metallic fresh quality, similar to the freshness you might get out of like Dior Fahrenheit and that collection. It's a little unusual. As that fades, it just becomes smokier. It becomes a little resinous. Again, it's not the most unique thing, and there's something about it up close, especially that I'm kind of like, it's like a little chemically. But again, I'm gonna take my own advice. You can't just judge it from up close. That is not realistic. So I got to give this thing a full wearing. It could rank higher with time, but for now, I do like it. I'm interested in it. I will be wearing it, but it is not my favorite scent so far. But I at least like it more than the previous two, at least by a little bit. That is Ebénè Fumé. Oh, I completely forgot. I completely forgot to do this. I have an honorable mention. And the reason why it's an honorable mention is because I was going to put this at the very start, and I just forgot. It's an honorable mention because I didn't technically buy it, and it's my biased opinion that it is my favorite of all of these. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention it because it's brand new and I'm really proud of it and really excited about it. Second Soul, my new collaboration with Zaharoff. Yes, here's the box. It is a mirror, and there's a whole meaning behind that. And then we have the bottle right here. I love how this came out. If you didn't notice, and if you're not familiar with Brass and Soul, and I don't think I mentioned it explicitly, but the juice color is a darker version of Brass and Soul, and that is indicative of what this scent is. The juice color, they got it beautifully done. It's kind of like this almost rosy wine feel, but it's much darker. We got the mirror. This is a chrome metal plate on the front. Got the chrome metal cap. We got the collaboration there, of course. Would not be possible without Zaharoff. Again, so proud of this. And again, it even comes with this little polishing cloth for those concerned about fingerprints and keeping it clean. It works beautifully. So, yeah, again, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. I'm addicted to this stuff right now. I've worn it like the past 3 nights in a row. It works beautifully as a night out scent, especially when it's not hot, but in the warmth, I think it'd be okay. I wouldn't wear it in the heat of the day. It is pretty dark. There's a warm spice to it. There's a booziness to it. There's an earthy tobacco in there. There's a sweet resinous quality. There's some smoke in there. But ultimately, it is Brass and Soul, if you smelled it, but just darker, richer, deeper. So that's all I'm going to say about that. There is a link in the description down below. It is still available for pre-order if you want to check it out before it sells out. Again, it is a limited run. So when it's gone, it's gone. If you don't want to participate, that's totally fine. If you do want to participate, then you'll just have an exclusive product that came from the heart. So that's all I'm going to say about it. Again, meant for that to be an honorable mention. Okay, I see people talking. Yeah, bottle's beautiful, right? George Zaharoff was a big proponent of making that bottle what it was. Huge proponent. Unpopular opinion says he's wearing Spice Bomb Extreme the most. Okay, cool. I actually don't own it. I've almost bought it several times, but I have other fragrances that serve the same purpose and that I like even more. And actually, one of them is on this list coming up very soon. Andre, thank you so much for the super chat. That means so much to me. Bought Dior Homme tints and parfum, Marley Layton exclusive, both disappointments. I work outdoors, so projection was poor. Outdoor is different. Indoor. I'm surprised that Layton exclusive wasn't performing for you. That fragrance is pretty strong for me. Maybe they reformulated it, or maybe you didn't spray on a lot, or maybe you just kind of went nose blind, because you can do that too if you spray a lot. But I know the new Dior Homme Intense, if you're talking about the 2020 version, that is a complete disappointment for me. It's so watered down. It's a shadow of what it used to be. I had to sell it. I bought it. I sold it. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that with more wearings, they kind of grow on you and do what you're hoping for. Unpopular opinion. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Very generous of you. And that avatar is really something. Bresh Air, yes. Keep it alive. Bresh Air. Cam. Can't wait to get it to you. Those of you who did buy it, I appreciate you, and I cannot wait to get it to you. We will be shipping starting end of November. Cannot wait for you guys to experience this. Even when you get the bottle, you're going to realize, like, man, this thing is freaking heavy. And then when you spray it, I think you'll love it. If you're buying them from discounts, it depends. Savage Clips, I wouldn't say that's a definitive statement. You know, sometimes tester bottles, or, you know, bottles that might be acquired wholesale by the discounter. Sometimes, you know, they weren't always stored properly. And so they, you know, they get what they got and they can't really do anything about it. They sell it for a discounted price. And sometimes, yeah, it may not be the same, you know, integrity as a brand new bottle, or as a bottle that was just created. But, you know, a lot of the time it's fine. I really haven't had any issues from my experience, but I understand if you had some from yours. Okay, let's keep it moving. I don't want to make this video 89 hours long. Here at the 7th spot, another hype beast, another one that I avoided. And when I did finally smell it, I tried to not like it, but I had to admit, you know what? I find it pleasant. I do like it. But I think it is how pervasive it has become in the community that has kind of killed it for me. It's everywhere. And it is a nice scent. That's all it is to me. But a lot of people do place its merit. A lot of people give it its merit from the feedback that it gives them. I don't assess fragrances like that. I understand why people do. This is Cedrat Boise. Yeah, people say, you know, tons of compliments galore. Grace actually loves this one when I wear it. She always has something good to say about it. But I don't really let that actually influence how I feel about it, because the scent itself, for me, it's great. It's great, but kind of similar to the Hawas, after a few hours, it's just not much there for me. But it is really nice. If you like it because it gives you compliments, so be it. I do get compliments with it, but that's not why I like it. I wear it from time to time, though. It does scratch an itch for me on certain days when I want kind of a stronger, sweet, fruity, woody, leathery scent. Oh, it's not leathery. It's more smoky than it is leathery. Excuse me. What's going on here? Hello, Danim. I did get your message on Instagram. I will be getting back to you shortly. And thank you for your support. Let's see. Nishane Hachivat smells like earring backs. What? I have never in my life heard that comparison. I know what you're talking about. I know that smell. Uh, but wow, that is an aggressive comment. Aggressive comparison. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. Code and whiskey from Bath and Body Works. Code and coffee and whiskey, maybe? I think that's what you meant. Is it a waste of $35? Only you can be the judge of that. I haven't smelled that. If you can smell it, then I think you can make that call. But I haven't smelled any of Bath and Body Works fragrances in years. I used to have several of them years back, but I just wasn't really interested in them after a while. Second Soul, thank you, Megasoid. I know you're gonna enjoy it. Yeah, Tad says, yes, Cedrat Boise, never knew how to properly pronounce. That's all right. Just got a sample. Glad you got a sample. Okay, not full body worthy. Okay. What fragrance does Second Soul remind me of? It reminds me of Brass and Soul. That's the only fragrance I can really compare it to because the DNA is still there, but we've basically started it where Brass and Soul leaves off, kind of, but with some other dimension to it, and then it goes deeper than that. But that's really the only thing I could compare it to in terms of like an identity that the fragrance has. Thank you, Andre, once again. Bought from Fragrance Net, apart from Marley Layton, smells like medicine. Yeah, a lot of people have said that about Layton. It can be very medicinal, and it's the geranium in there that is kind of a make or break for some people. It sounds like for you, it rubs you the wrong way. I happen to love it. Grace loves it, not at first spray. At first spray, she kind of gets that vibe too. Her sister definitely does not like it for that reason. The geranium comes off medicinal. And my brother actually felt the same way. He doesn't like Layton either. It comes off medicinal to him. So it's kind of like 50-50 in a way, like how you'll experience it. What you recommend? I recommend you try Dior Elixir. I recommend you try Dior if you're talking about Sauvage Elixir. Yeah, give it a try. Don't blind buy it. I wouldn't call it a special fragrance, but as far as a designer scent goes, and as far as a modern designer scent, that is, and as far as the Dior Sauvage collection goes, it's my favorite one. I do like it quite a bit. I don't wear it a ton, but I can really appreciate it for the direction they took the line. Where they go next, I'm really curious because I don't know where else they can go from here with it, but they'll find something. Okay, let's keep it moving. Getting about to the halfway point here. Here at number 6. This is a flanker to a new introduction or new, I'd say they revamped this line. Speaking of Dior, they revamped this line and then they made a flanker of the revamp. So from Dior Homme 2020, which I do enjoy, we have Dior Homme Sport. They're calling it 2021. It came out in 2022, but they stuck to their guns just to keep it, I think, in line. Like, oh, it's only a year later, 2020, 2021. Who knows what'll come this year? But anyway, good stuff. It is reminiscent of the original Dior Homme 2020. It is that citrusy, musky, woody freshness that is kind of simple, but not basic. It is kind of sexy. It is very versatile. But it's an odd scent because it's actually, to my nose, less sporty than the original Dior Homme 2020. This is not quite as fresh. There's actually a little bit of an edge to this, like a brashness. It's like a richer, deeper muskiness or something that's kind of scratchy in a way, not in a synthetic way, but it comes off a little bit, ironically enough, more interesting to me than Dior Homme 2020. But I like Dior Homme 2020 more because of its identity. This is not a sport identity to me. And all in all, it's redundant. It's not different enough, I would say, to warrant a purchase if you already have Dior Homme 2020. Both are good, but you don't need both. So I'll just say that. I like the scent, though. I wore this a lot. Me and Grace went on our honeymoon to San Diego, and I brought this with me. It was one of 2 fragrances I bought with me, and I wore it a ton. So it already has a little bit of a dent in it, but it's not amazing. I haven't actually wore it since then, but it's a good scent. I do like it. Can't deny that I do like it. Hello, Ivano. Always good to see you. Page of Styles. Dior Sport has too much ethyl maltol. Okay. Pure versatility. Yes. Salman. Hi, Justin. Since you mentioned burnt rubber in the start, what are your thoughts on? I have yet to experience anything from that brand, unfortunately. I've been meaning to check them out for years. Okay, let's keep it going. I got 100 and so of you here. I appreciate y'all being here on a Saturday, hanging out. Okay, here at number 5, top 5 here. This is one I haven't talked about a ton on the channel, and I haven't talked about it in a while because this is definitely more of a fall-winter fragrance. So haven't really been wearing it because it's been warm. But I cannot wait to pull this out. Well, Grace is home. Cannot wait to wear this more as it starts to cool down. And this is kind of a clone fragrance, I would say, to be honest. Hello. Are you off work? Are you done? Oh, okay. This is kind of a clone fragrance, but you can tell that they were inspired. This is tobacco from Franck Boclet. Really lovely stuff. This is kind of like tobacco vanille from Tom Ford. It is warm, spicy, sweet tobacco. I would say it's smoother than the Tom Ford, and I actually prefer it to the Tom Ford. It's just warmer. It's more welcoming. It's something that I think kind of screams the holidays. It has a holiday season vibe, kind of like Christmas. Warm spices, cozy, but also can be a little bit elegant if you want to dress it up. Absolutely a delightful scent. It puts a smile on my face every time I wear it. Not my favorite tobacco fragrance, but definitely a solid choice and definitely a decent alternative to tobacco vanille that is not necessarily a cheapie. This is still a niche brand. You're still gonna pay, more higher prices for it. But as an alternative, it is still cheaper than the Tom Ford. And I think even easier to find. Tobacco vanille is a hard one to find for some reason. So that's a solid one. Let me know if you've tried this one. I really enjoy it. Let's see what we got here. Andre, thank you once again. All the super chats. A lot of hype about Armani Stronger with you. Absolutely anything special about this fragrance by Blind. I haven't tried it. I haven't really been interested to check it out. But maybe if I come across it, I will check it out. We'll see. Let's see. What's up, Keith? Good to see you. Luke, thoughts of Portrait of a Lady. It's blasphemous, but I have not tried it yet. I've been meaning to try that one for years from Frederick Mall, but I haven't tried it yet. Unpopular opinion. Thank you once again for the super chat. I bought the La Yucawam. I wore it to bed in the morning. It smelled musty. Well, I have a different experience with Tuscan leather. I also really like my Oud for Glory. $37. Smells like Ajax. That doesn't sound very good at all. It's very... it depends on how you're defining musty, but it's very possible that you will have a different experience because they're different fragrances. La Yucawam is a clone. It is a good one. Decent quality, especially for the price. But skin chemistry has a lot to do with it too. So it may not be just the scent itself. It's about how it reacts to you. Tom Ford, I would definitely sample it first if you're concerned about that. Don't blind buy it if you're concerned about that dry down. Lewis. All right. Have I tried the new CK1 for everyone? I have not tried that yet. Charleston, yes, I need to try Portrait of a Lady. Stuart, good to see you. Soma. Oh, Halcyon, I've heard good things about that. Okay, let's keep it moving. Here at the fourth spot, we're talking about a designer house. Back to designer here. And this one I think is, I don't know what it is. It really resonates with me. I wouldn't call it the most special fragrance profile, but it does remind me of another one that I do love. It reminds me of Cartier Declaration, which is a classic timeless scent DNA that I am a big fan of. And this one kind of falls in line with that, but they kind of modernized it a bit. They made it smoother. They made it a little bit more accessible, I think, to most people, because not everyone likes the Cartier due to its cumin, which can be a little stinky. This doesn't have that vibe. From Narciso Rodriguez, we have For Him, the Bleu Noir, Eau de Parfum version. Beautiful scent. It is this fresh, kind of citrusy spiciness that's creamy, smooth, and musky. Woody as well. The notes may not actually align with what I just said. Aside from the musk, a lot of musk in here, but I'm comparing it to the Cartier, which has those accords. So that's why I said that. That's how it smells to me. I do get kind of a cardamom vibe. I do get some kind of bitter citrus mixing with a very kind of pillowy musk that makes it a little bit sensual, but it's also a very versatile scent. You can see they put it in a blue bottle because they wanted it to convey the messaging that it is a blue scent. It does have a versatility to it. It has an everyday wear kind of factor to it. So it could be a signature scent. If you love it, you could wear it anywhere. It can be both casual and formal. I really enjoy this stuff. I have not tried the Parfum. I heard that it is wonderful. I think I saw it has some iris in it, and I'm intrigued to check that out. But that is my number 4 spot. Something about it just resonates with me. I can't say it's the most special out there, but it is a little different for the sake of men's designers. I see Robes 08 is in the house. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, the OG is phenomenal. That OG. Can't go wrong with that. Let's see here. Abby says, hi, Justin. Have you picked up any frags for Grace? Has she purchased any fragrances you're loving right now? One fragrance that she's been wearing a lot lately that smells great on her. There's a couple, actually. One is from the brand called Masi, and they call it Into Me for her. We have spoken about it before on the channel, and I think I'll probably feature it in another video later this month. That's a great one. One that she's also been wearing a lot lately and loving is Nishane Ani, and it smells pretty divine on her. That's a great scent. More to come in that realm as well. That's just off the top of the head. Hey, Gerard. Yep, you got it. Good to see you. Luke, I don't have anything from the House of Oud at the moment. Okay, moving to the top 3 here. This is a fragrance that I did spray it already. When I first smelled this thing, which was probably like 5 years ago, I got a sample of it. I couldn't handle it. I did not like it. It smelled stuffy. It smelled like an old man. It just wasn't for me. But I had a feeling that I would grow into it later. And I've had that feeling about other fragrances that I have grown to love. Stuff like Tom Ford Oud Mineral, stuff like Terre d'Hermes. I didn't always love them, especially from first spray. But this one really kind of, I was like, oh no, I can't. I didn't want to put it on my skin. But I knew later on, I just had a feeling like, you know what? I think I'm going to love this stuff. This is a fougere. It does have a bit of a classic masculine vibe to it, but with a bit of a twist. From the house of Amouage Bracken Man. Not for everyone. This is in the barbershop realm of things. There is a cleanliness to it. There is this kind of posh, uh, gentleman vibe, like you're just coming out of the barbershop, dressed well, confident, has a little bit of a mature vibe, but not overly so. Um, it is that kind of classic profile of aromatics like lavender. Maybe there is some mossiness in here, some woods, some spices, kind of the classic formula, but a lot of cloves in here. Cloves kind of gives it its identity, and that is the edge to the scent. That is the polarizing factor. Some people will love it, some will not. I didn't love cloves at first. It is a dry, stuffy spice, especially up close. It can be a lot, but I have found it to be utterly elegant, something that's really fun to wear, has great performance, as Amouage typically does. And it just has a vibe that I want to convey. I dress it up day or night, and it has, again, a little bit of maturity to it, but mostly just a confidence that can really just mesh with your personality, with whatever vibe you're trying to convey. So I love this stuff. Makes me feel elevated when I spray it on. Really, really enjoy it. Let me know if you have tried Bracken Man. Again, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and it wasn't mine at first, but it is now. Daneem, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Unpopular opinion. Thank you once again. I have the Crown Royal Sultan. Not many reviews on it. I really, really want to see you review it if you can find a sample. I remember you had mentioned that. And I think I have a sample sitting around somewhere that I haven't even tried yet. And I've heard great things about it, even outside of what you've said. So I will have to track that down, see if I can smell it and talk about it. Cyril, how are you? Over in South Africa. Hope you're doing well. Boz, good to see you as well. Interlude, yes, that is a beast. That is a beast. And man, what a beard you got. That is serious, man. Kevin, thank you for the super chat. Have you tried the new Argos Nemean line? I have not tried it yet, but I did just speak to the brand the other day, and they will be sending it to me soon. So I'll let you know. We'll have a review, or at least a first impressions, and maybe we'll even do a live stream interview as well. Herod. Herod is great. Love Herod. Cormandel. Yes, I have tried it, but only from a sample, and it was years ago. I need to revisit that. Justin, how did I get into collaborating with that brand? With Zaharoff, we met each other. We were connected years ago. Back in 2019, we met at Scent Explorer in New York City, the first annual Scent Explorer that year. And he presented the idea. He's like, hey, I have this idea about collaborating with certain reviewers, creating a fragrance from the ground up, limited run, and basically gifting it to the community as something new, something we haven't quite seen before in the way that it's done. So that's how it was started. Last year, when we did our first run, it was kind of an experiment. But it was very successful, so we're at it again. Okay. Now, the last two spots are indicative of which designer brand killed it for me this year. The last two spots are from the same brand, and this brand really kind of renewed not only my hope in the brand, not to say I had lost hope, but I just didn't really have them on my radar that heavily in terms of their recent stuff, especially since a fragrance that came out last year, 2 years ago. But it also kind of renewed my hope in designer fragrances in general. The fact that brands are still trying. They're not just following the trend. They are trying to create something that will catch, but they're doing it with their own stamp, and they're taking risks. And that brand is Hermes. So the number 2 spot is going to Terre Hermes Eau Givrée. This stuff has really captured me. This stuff, it is invigoratingly fresh. I don't think I've smelled a fragrance this fresh ever, especially the opening. I cannot believe how cooling it is the juniper berry. I think there's some citron. It is so cold smelling. The name suits it perfectly. It is a little bit of the Terre Hermes DNA, mainly in the dry down. You do have this kind of dry, slightly bitter, woody vetiver, but it is mostly cold citrus. And it's sharp and it is so captivating. So this one was an absolute joy to wear in the summertime. It is a no-brainer when it's really hot. You throw this on. It is so refreshing. This really caught me by surprise. It was a blind buy, which I don't recommend, but a total win here. Definitely a summer staple for me. I will be enjoying this for a while. Let me know if you like that one. I know that one really hit a lot of people well. Let's see. Chef Symbol, you're welcome. Best fragrance for old men? My dad's turning 60. Man, that's not old. Your dad's not old. Come on, man. Your dad is 60 years young. He's turning 60 soon. That's under $40. Jeez. Under $40. I don't. Under $40. That's tough. Honestly, if your dad is turning 60, I think he deserves something high quality. He's lived on this earth for some time. So I don't know if I have any $40 and under recommendations for you at the moment, but I do have some that I don't even know the exact prices of right now, but I can just spout off the names and you can ignore them or you can consider them. It's up to you. Creed Viking, definitely not worth blind buying a full bottle though. Maybe a decant would do just fine of that. Also, Tom Ford Beau de Jour, wonderful stuff. Cartier, Poche de Cartier, the Parfum, or even the regular Eau de Toilette. Both of those are great. And both of those are going to be a little cheaper than the other ones I said. That's what's coming to mind at the moment. I could keep going, but your dad deserves the best. And he's not old. My dad is older than that, but I don't consider my dad old. I'm playing with you. I hope you know that. Let's see. Trevor, thank you for the super chat. Overture Man, L'Homme Ideal Cologne, Varvatos Vintage. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, man. I'm glad you enjoy those. Those are all phenomenal. All of those are phenomenal. I'm so happy you like them. Okay. Yes, hit up Ross. Ross might have the plug. Yeah, Fougères. That's kind of what I was going towards. Do I know Burlington 1819? I really enjoy Burlington 1819. The scent is wonderful, and that's why I really enjoy it. The performance is going to be different for everyone. As I've said in a recent video, performance is not explicitly all on the fragrance. Our skin, our environment, all plays a role in that. So I can tell you what I get, but that may not be what you get. It lasts a good while on me. I'm getting at least 7 hours on my skin, and I can generally smell it around me the whole time. But your mileage may vary. Again, it's not, the scent doesn't dictate its own performance. It's, just across the board for everyone. So keep that in mind. Okay, we have one more. Some of you might know what it is. I'm trying to get this done in under an hour, and we're doing good on time. So we're going to go ahead and present the last fragrance and maybe answer a few more questions. So as I already said, this last fragrance is from Hermes, who I believe, for me, took the cake for releases this year. Now, Givrée, was that this year? I think that was earlier this year, if not last year. I can't remember. I thought it was this year, but I got it this year. That's all I can say. This one did come out this year. I bought it at a duty-free in London on my way back home. I wasn't planning on buying it. I saw it there. I said, let me give it a spray. put it on my hand, and I was thoroughly surprised. I was like, oh, I think I'm going to buy this. And it was a duty free, so I got it for a great price. And I did a video on it. And if you missed that, then you can go back and see what my first impressions were like. But this is Hermes H24 Eau de Parfum. Yes, this is a huge improvement for me over the Eau de Toilette. This is what a flanker should be. There's many ways a flanker can happen, and this is one of them. If you're going to do a concentration flanker, give us some richness, right? They took the scent and they just gave it more. What I've been saying about this one is that for those who love the Eau de Toilette, you're probably going to love this. For those that don't like the Eau de Toilette, you might want to give this a shot because it doesn't quite have that same sharp metallic quality that I saw a lot of you saying made you nauseous. Oh man, there's this rich, almost balsamic warmth to it. Even though it is fresh, it still has that kind of green, slightly metallic, citrusy vibe, but it's richer. It's kind of creamy in a way. It has some dimension to it. It sits in the air in kind of this alluring way, even though it is mostly fresh. And it was one of the sparks that gave me the idea for a video. Actually, Grace helped me give the idea as well, that I did recently about fragrances that can function all year long. This is one of them. It has a little bit of everything in it that makes it great for warmth, makes it great for the cooler weather too. It has stronger performance on me as opposed to the Eau de Toilette, which actually did fine for me, but a lot of you guys said it didn't do well for you. It's wonderful. In the air, there's something intoxicating about it. It's not just your typical designer. I do applaud Hermes. I was skeptical because I don't love concentration flankers. It's not my favorite thing. To me, it almost comes across as a cop-out at times, but it is the trend these days. So I'm like, okay, Hermes is doing it too. Eau de Parfum. Okay, here we go. And again, I was surprised. I was like, oh, this is what a concentration flanker should be. It is an elevation of the original. So I do recommend sampling this, trying it in the store, whatever you can do to get your nose on this stuff. Again, especially if you didn't like the Eau de Toilette. So yeah, as you can see, Hermes, they really did it for me this year as far as new releases, or at the very least discoveries for me this year. Really, really impressed by them, and I will be keeping my eye on Hermes moving forward. They have my attention. I would say the most right now of designer brands. Adrian, I just did a skit like a couple weeks ago. Maybe you missed it. Go back and check it out. And I have one more to do for this season. Unpopular opinion. Thank you so much for another super chat. Can I do a clothing and style episode on what to wear with certain fragrances? I have done a video. I've done a couple videos like that, actually. It's been a while, but the last one I did, I think, is pretty timeless. I think there's some good information in there. It took me a ton of time to film and edit. I think the name of the video, in fact, I'm just going to find it for you here. It's kind of an aggressive name that set a lot of people off. I think it's called A Fragrance Can't Do Anything For You. Yes, that is what it's called. I'm going to put the link in the chat here. And that one featured that very topic, but there's a much deeper message to it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and wait. How do I pin this? How do I pin my own comment? That's weird. I guess I can't. Oh, that's because this is on screen. No, actually it's not. It's weird. Anyway, it's in the chat if you want to check it out. And it was a fun video, but it should cover that topic for you. Yes. Okay. Yeah, they're coming, bro. Don't you worry. They take a ton of time to make. They're fun to make, man, but I can't even tell you what it takes to film, to write them, to film them, edit them. It's some serious work. So I do appreciate the appreciation. Okay. All right. That's it. We hit the hour mark. I don't want to take up any more of your time. Once again, links to everything we talked about are going to be in the description, including Second Soul. You can still pre-order it. Absolutely so proud of this stuff. It's such a fun fragrance to wear. It's gotten me some great feedback, and I love the story behind it, and I just love the presentation. Once again, just to show you, it is, I think it's pretty stunning. 120 milliliters, highest quality, everything. We did not cut any corners here. So check that out down in the description. Again, along with everything else, I'm going to have several links for some of the fragrances. So hopefully you can find whatever one works best for you. They are affiliate links, as it says. So if you do want to support the channel, you can make your purchases from those links. It comes at no extra cost to you. The company just kicks a little bit something to me as a thank you for getting traffic their way. So if you want to support the channel, help me keep making videos like this, you can consider making your purchases there. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. And yeah, I'll be in touch. In fact, on Monday is a big video. Monday is my vlog, which it's coming out so much later than I wanted it to come out. But I filmed a vlog over the course of the last 2 weeks of September, a daily vlog. So my daily life wearing some of my favorite niche fragrances for the fall. I don't even know how many fragrances are in the video, at least 20, maybe more. And you get again, a look of how my life goes, where I'm going, what I'm doing along the way. And I'm showing you the fragrances I'm wearing and spraying on right then and there. So everything is integrated into my life. It's a ton of footage. I got everything in there. I just have to comb through it to make sure I want it to be all of what it is. And just to give you a heads up, it will be a long video. So make sure you got some laundry to fold, or you're going to eat some dinner, or you're just going to like maybe work on something, have it in the background. It's a long video, but I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you enjoyed it last year. So do stay tuned for that on Monday. Would love your viewership and your support of that video. It has taken me forever to put together. It's over an hour of footage after I edited it. So that gives you an idea. Anyway, that's it. Have a wonderful Saturday, a wonderful weekend in general. I will be in touch. I'll see you guys.